What is your profession?
Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm The Knight and I'll be showing you my second video for today, which is the Celestial Rifle Tree Kit Engineer. Now I know guys, this sounds very strange, but I'm so stoked to give this build, because actually this build comes from a top 100 player. But I'm not gonna tell his name or his team's name. And I've gave this build a try one time, well, one night actually, in Team Arena, and I do have to say this build is quite amazing, guys. It has more survivability compared to the Condition Engineer. It does a bit less pressure, like and overall with the grenades and stuff compared to the Condition Engineer, but because of its survivability it kinda outstains or out DPS's the Condition Engineer either way. Also with the few changes in the traits, as I said before, it's also Celestial Amulet, and we're not gonna be using the pistol shield, we're gonna be using the rifle. And basically this build is quite based on power mostly, but also with the few conditions you have, like right here on the rifle, the elixir gun right here, with the bleeding and weakness, with the poison right there, and the grenades, with the fire, the chill, the blind, and the poison, of course. So you still got that condition pressure with this build, and as I said before, you also got the power-based pressure as well with the rifle, and the rifle range is like 1000, so basically you can just stay on the side note and just pew pew. Now the role of this build was, I asked him as well, because it wasn't clear to me. Like in the pre-patch there was a rifle engineer, but that was the decapper, the one with the bombs and stuff, so he was able to decap all the time with the rifle. And so I wasn't really sure what the actual purpose was of this build, and basically the purpose of this build is roaming around and supporting where needed. So if you need to help someone at 4, let's say the Mesmer, with the engineer, I mean, it has good mobility as well, it has permanent swiftness, also with the rifle, rifle 5 obviously, which is an obvious animation as well. Can also be used as a movement skill, so you got a lot of mobility in this build, and you can just support either way and stay alive for quite long. So first of all, what we're gonna use for this build is we're gonna use a rifle with the Sigil of Battle and the Sigil of Doom. Now why do we use the Sigil of Battle? Now each time you're gonna switch utilities, you will gain 3 stacks of might whenever you're in combat. So basically I will get to combat now, and if I switch, as you can see, I will gain 3 stacks of might. The cooldown is 9 seconds, so do know that. So basically after 9 seconds, if I switch back to my rifle, it will give another 3 stacks as well. So basically what you need to do to offer the utmost pressure, you need to switch every 9 seconds, well, or it doesn't really matter, but just make sure that you gain those stacks of might. So now I was at 9 stacks, it went down to 6 again. But yeah, with the Sigil of Battle and the Celestial Amulet, it doesn't only focus on power, it also focuses on the condition damage. So as I explained on the X-Sword DPS War video, might does not only give power. As you can see, this will disappear now, and the condition damage, as you can see. So it's pretty important. If you're a hybrid, you need to stack might a lot, and that counts for the DPS warrior, that counts for the elementalist. The elemental dagger elementalist, they need to focus on stacking might as well to gain the utmost pressure, not only through their burst skill with the burning speed, but also from the burning damage, so also on the condition damage. That's why might is a very underestimated buff when it comes to new players. The second sigil will be Sigil of Doom, so each 9 seconds you swap utilities and weapon, you will apply a 6 seconds poison to your enemy. For the wounds, we're gonna be using the Rune of the Hulbrock. Now, this is not just because of the Might duration. Like, if we really want to focus on the Might duration, we just go for the Rune of Strength, obviously. But with the Rune of the Hulbrock right there, you got a minus 20% condition duration applied on you. So what you want to avoid as an engineer is having too much conditions on you, and certainly immobilize, because once you're immobilized, you might have a chance to be downed, especially versus the warrior if they run their leg specialist trait, which is 1 in the toughness trait line. I forgot the name for a second. No, it's in tactics. It's the it's the first trait in tactics trait line on warriors. If they use the leg specialist, they can immobilize foes whenever they use a cripple skill. So if they going to attack you with the hammer 3, which causes cripple, but with the trait it will immobilize you, you might end up being a golf ball and just getting CC'd all the time by the handball, or in the team fight by everyone around you. So basically, with the minus 20% condition duration you see right here, and plus this trait right here, cripple, chill, and immobilize durations are reduced by 33%. So basically, you got a reducement of 53% of cripple, chill, and immobilize duration. So basically, if they try to immobilize you, even before they press their next skill, you will just be able to dodge and walk again. So that's the main reason why this engineer is pretty strong when it comes to team fight and fighting 1 versus 1. For the amulet, we're gonna be using the Celestial Amulet. As I told you before, we're not gonna focus on power alone. We're also gonna focus a bit on survivability. We're gonna be focusing on condition damage as well. So that's why the Celestial Amulet is perfect. Now we're gonna be using the 6 in explosives, 4 in alchemy, and 4 in tools. 6 in explosive, it's the pretty standard traits except for this one right here. So instead of shrapnel, which is 2 in explosions, we're going for 5, which is the accelerant packet turrets. So each time you let explode your healing turret, it will knock back a foe, and that's pretty strong when it comes to team fights as well, or if an enemy is trying to stomp your guy, but you notice he doesn't have stability, and at the moment you don't have any CC left, just twice pressing on the healing turret and then press F1, it will knock them back as well. Let me show you. So if I press my healing turret, press it again for the overlast, and then let it explode, as you can see, it's a knockback as well. So that's very important, you need to know. Second trait, incendiary powder. So critical hits inflict burning. Now because we are using the Celestial Amulet, our critical chance is also 25%. Now that ain't a lot, but you do have to know that the incendiary powder only procs 1 time each 10 seconds. So you will surely hit will hit 1 crit every 10 seconds with 25% crit chance. But this is still good, and as I told you before, conditions are pretty strong on a Celestial build. Conditions and power both are very strong, and that makes the Celestial meta a pain in the ass. For the last trait, we're going to be using the Grenadier. You throw grenades farther, and each grenade gets skill produces an extra grenade. So it's exactly the same as my Condition Engineer build. we're gonna be using the grenades as well, because if you're supporting a team fight, it might be better in some occasions that you stay on the ledge and just spam grenades. Like if your enemy doesn't have an enemy thief, then you know your enemy will have trouble to put focus on you if you stay on the ledge, except if they got a mesmer. So in the team fights, it might be wise to consider staying on the ledge and just spam grenades from far, unless you see an opportunity to actually DPS or burst a target down together. That might be the moment to get in and immobilize your target. With this one, it's a 2.5 immobilize right here, and you got the CC as well. You got the jump shot with which actually causes a lot of DPS as well. So it's a pretty strong build. Don't worry about that. I mean, I'm so happy I've met this guy, and we were talking about different things, and he was having a look at my YouTube channel, and he said some things that should have changed. So you will notice on some videos I've made an extra description on the screen saying this sigil is upgraded or something like this. So with the sword dagger thief, instead of having the sigil of air and the sigil of fire on the short bow, it's now the sigil of air and the sigil of energy instead. So for the first trait in alchemy, the infrared speed, well, that's exactly the same as the condition engineer meta build. So when you gain swiftness, you also gain vigor, and that's in perfect harmony with this one, speedy kit. So gain swiftness whenever you equip a kit, and we're running 3 kits, as you can see. If I use my elixir gun right now, I'll have swiftness because of this trait, and I will have vigor because of this trait right here. So those two work in perfect harmony. So if I gonna take it now, as you can see, the swiftness and the vigor, and of course the might stacking from the sigil of battle right here. Now for the second trait in alchemy, regenerate health every second when using a kit. So if you're using a kit, basically what you have is a mini healing signet on yourself, and you will regenerate 139 HP every second. Lag mods, now this is a trait not many engineers are using, but actually they should. Lag mods, like I explained earlier, with the duration decreasement, also on the Hulbrag, the minus 20% condition duration. Warriors and other immobilizing classes will have problems with immobilizing you. Since you got a 53 duration decreasement on immobilize, chill and cripple, you will still be very mobile. So that's a very important trait to take. So as I said at the start of this video, this engineer is meant for roaming and support. So basically, because of your mobility, you need to roam, and because you don't have a real output, well, straight damage output right there, like a full Zerk or something, you need someone with you. So you need to support someone. So let's say the Mesmer at far is fighting someone else, you will be the one, if you don't have a thief, you will be the one outnumbering that fight on the far point with this engineer right there. So lag mods, yeah, it's a pretty good trait, guys. Seriously, elementalists, necros, warriors, rangers, they will all have problem with cripple, chilling you, and immobilizing you. So that's it for the build, I guess. No, wait, hang on. Yeah, the utility. So basically it's still the same as condition engineer. If you used to engineer, I guess you don't really need explanation. The elixir gun is really popular lately because of the auto attack right here, because of the weakness. The elixir F because it gives swiftness. The fumigate, which is the poison cloud right here, as you can see. So that's pretty good as well. Poison pressure is always good on your enemy. The yeah, the movement skill right here, which is a blast finisher as well, by the way. And the healing field, if you stand onto it, you will heal for about 2k or something. It really depends on the situation. The toolkit, of course, box of nails is pretty good as long as the enemy stays in this field right here, as you can see with the nails. They will have 1 bleeding and the interval is about 1 second. The box of nail duration is 4 seconds, so basically they will have the opportunity to gain 4 stacks of bleedings. Pry bar should be used after you use the magnet, which is pretty obvious as well. You use the magnet and after he comes to you use the pry bar for the confusion. The gear shield that blocks attack, obviously it's a pretty good skill as well if you need to get out of a gnarly situation. The grenades, well, it's pretty obvious. You just aim and spam. As you can see, the grenades are pretty strong and offers a lot of condition pressure as well. For the elite, we're gonna be using the supply crate. It's also a blast finisher, so if someone or you got a water field, you can put the supply crate on top of it to have that extra bit of healing. For the F skills, I explained how to use the healing turret. So basically you got different ways of using it. The best way is to double press again and explode. So but you need to do it a lot faster. So right before the water field is gonna disappear, you need to use the F1 skill, the exploding skill, so it's actually changing into a blast, or you're blasting your mini water field as well. Because we're using the elixir gun, you have a little extra stun breaker here as well, so that's pretty important. Throw wrench is not that great, to be honest, but I think they're gonna change something about the throw wrench in the next balance patch, but that will be, I don't know, in September or something, I'm not sure. Grenade barrage for vulnerability, that's pretty good as well, and pretty strong power as well. The damage is 336, but you do have to know that's for each grenade, and I will show you how many grenades that's actually firing. So as you can see, that's actually a lot, and each grenade that hits is 336 damage. Okay guys, so that's it for this Celestial Rifle Trinket build. As I said before, this build is really strong. It's really underestimated, to be honest. I think in the future I will just stick with this build and accept of the Condition Engineer build. The second thing I want to say is, as I said before in my previous video, I would appreciate it if you consider a gold donation to me in-game mail to my account name, which you can see in the left bottom corner, TerrorSquad.2349. Since I started working on the Dreamer, which is the shortbow legendary for my Ranger and my Thief. So much help would be appreciated. Just send a couple of gold if you can miss one. If you really enjoyed my videos, I would really appreciate it. Next to the subscribing and the liking of my videos, of course. I will be back today, I think, with another video. I think it's the Turret Engineer this time. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I see you guys later. Bye.